What's up, Scrappy peeps, and welcome to Scrap Stash Saturday. So today I'm doing a technique which I have done before, and I absolutely love this, and I can't recommend it to you enough because it's super cheap, because it's just using basically rubbish that you would usually throw away. But all I'm doing is I'm using a sticker sheet. Like, someone told me in a comment what they're actually called. They're called something. Oh, it's the sticker emptiness. I'm going to call it the sticker emptiness that's left behind after you use all the stickers. So last time I used this in a Scrap Stash Saturday video, I did the mixed media first and then put the sticker sheet on top, and I kept the sticker sheet quite crisp and white, and it didn't have the mixed media on it. It was the background that did. This time I'm flipping it and I'm putting the sticker sheet down first. This is one from Cocoa Vanilla, and I'm doing mixed media over the top, so you can compare the two techniques and see which one you like better. I'll put a link down below of the other video that I had that used the sticker sheet last time as well. So I'm just grabbing some clear gesso and smushing that over the top. Gesso acts as a primer, so it was lucky that I did put it on there actually, because I missed a spot and the ink totally soaked into this papery sticker sheet. So it kind of acts like sunscreen for sun. So it protects the paper and doesn't allow the inks to really soak in and make it all muddied and a bit more dull and yeah, just wet. So I'm just adding some clear gesso because I wanted to still be able to see the colors and the shapes that are on that sticker sheet. How many times can I say sticker sheet in this video? My goodness, Adele. All right, so I'm adding some inks now. So I'm adding a combination of Dilutions Mist and Distressed Stains. So I've got Cherry Pie and Picked Raspberry. What is a raspberry? Raspberry. And I'm adding them together to make a bit of a new color. Now, there's no real difference between the formula of those two things. And look at this, crisp white cardboard background, 1 minute. Doesn't stay that way for long. Yep, there it all goes. All of the color. So what I'm doing is I added water beforehand because I really like doing a wet onto wet technique. And I know it looks like a bit of a mess now, like someone dropped their red cordial all over my layout, but it does improve, believe me. It is very messy, this technique. So if you don't like getting messy, maybe wear some gloves or an apron or a giant bib, because ink gets everywhere. So I'm picking up some of that color because there was a lot of water on there. I really like doing wet on wet because it just makes it a bit more floaty, dreamy watercolors instead of being, oh, I've just sprayed watercolor over here. It just kind of makes it a bit more dreamy like. And because this photo that I'm doing is of Poppet and I fast asleep on the floor, I thought it was cute to have that kind of dreamy aspect. So I'm adding some more yellow this time, and I decided to do a bit of dabbing as well. Just dabbing that out of the bottle. And I did add quite a lot of yellow. There was a moment when I went, should I continue? And of course I did, because I have very bad self-control when it comes to mixed media. This layout only took me about 15 minutes real time, so I've only sped it up 1.5 times, whereas usually I speed it up 2 times, but it was a very quick layout, and I'll show you why in a moment. So I decided to go full Scrap Stash Saturday and use some old paper towel that I had used to mop up an old project and let dry out, and I'm actually using that as some of my photo mat. So my tip is, if you ever have a project where you're mopping up some color, or you just want to have some paper towel underneath while you're spraying something, keep the paper towel. What I like to do is I like to keep a couple on my desk that have, so I'll have one that's kind of pinky tones, one's that's blue tones, and then one that's kind of yellows, greens, oranges, those kind of tones together. And if I'm doing a project and I've got some pink that's spilt, or there's too much color on the page, I use that pink paper towel to soak it up so that light colors stay together, because otherwise you do get a bit of a muddied mess. But it makes beautiful pattern paper, and it makes it look really textury as well. Off camera, I did mat my photo with a little bit of tissue paper because it did take a while to stick all of that tissue paper down, because I do just use double-sided tape. I try to pause those bits out where I can. This next part is a book page that was in the bin, and I pulled it out because I'd used the rest of it for some stamping, and this was just the last little bit. But look at that, works as a photo layer. So really look at the things that you've already got around your house as layers in your photo. You don't have to have the latest and greatest photo paper. Pattern paper, sorry. I actually don't think I have pattern paper on this layout. Shock horror. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think I do. Added a doily, and that was a bit of a half doily that had been floating around as well. Even though I bought 1,000 of those little suckers, I still hoard the doilies. It's ingrained in me because they were so beautiful when I first got them in packs of 10 from Studio Calico, that I would, if there was any hidden behind a photo, I would chop off what part of the doily I wasn't using. But I don't have to now, Adele. I have 1,000 of them. You don't have to hoard the doilies. And yet I do. So this was a very scrappy, stashy kind of video, and I loved it. And it was quick as well. So I decided that I needed a bit of white space down the bottom there because it was getting a little bit too chaotic. And I'm adding a sticker that was on my desk from a previous Scraptastic kit, and it's just got the months of the year and some numbers on it. And I do decide, I think, to cut it because I didn't really want that white part. I just wanted the pink numbers and months as a little feature. So in this photo, I came home from school one day, had a shower, and then went and laid the bunnies wait for me when I come home from work on our rug in the lounge room. They're always there every afternoon, and they run over when you come inside like little puppy dogs waiting for their owners to come home. So Poppet had come over and ran over to me, but I really needed to just get comfy, have a shower, and get changed into comfy clothes. So after I did that, I went and laid down on the floor and had a little pat with her. Next minute, I'm fast asleep, and Aaron's coming home from work about 2 hours later. Now, and of course he snapped a photo because he's a good scrapbooker's husband, and I've trained him well, apparently. I was out cold. He had to shake me awake at this point. Now, the reason this layout came together so quickly is because of that embellishment cluster. If you haven't watched my previous video yet on my DIY embellishment clusters, check it out. It's super easy to do, and I just used my older embellishments, my older ephemera packs, to put together some pre-made clusters. And look, the embellishing's basically done. It just needs the cluster, a title, some journaling, and I'm good to go. So I really can't recommend enough to have a go at making these clusters yourselves. You won't be able to stop. It will become an obsession, and you'll look at every new embellishment pack as a new opportunity to make some new clusters, I promise. So I decided to make my title in black because the background and the embellishment are quite pink and floaty, whereas the photo is quite dark in areas. So I thought it would be nice to pair a very kind of not graphic, very blocky font with that sweet, and the cursive of that Dreams. That font is still one of my favorite ones. I think it's an older Amy Tan one. So as by magic, I added some journaling and this little flare that says, I think it says Besties, and that's from a previous Scraptastic kit as well. Added a little black acrylic heart up to the left there, just to tie that black in because it was looking quite heavy in that bottom corner. And of course I'm adding some gold little hearts, and I think that's pretty much it. So my tip and my challenge, here's a challenge for you. My challenge number 1 is to look at your sticker rubbish in a new way. My challenge number 2 is to try and use some paper towel to mop up your wet projects and then dry it somewhere, keep it, and use it as a photo layer. That's my challenge for you. I would love to see you share your layouts using this challenge over on my Facebook group, Scrapaholics Anonymous. The link's always down below. And I would love to just see what you come up with. Oh, we've got very fancy hands today. And it's done. It's all finished. So thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned because we've got all the exciting things happening. Next weekend is a very exciting weekend. If I haven't already posted the video on it, stay tuned. Clear your calendars for November 5th. Something special's happening. So, yeah, it's a lovely day today. It was raining yesterday. It was raining a lot yesterday. But it's a lovely day today, so I'm going to go and scrap a little bit. I think I've done my video editing. I've done my chores. I've done my jobs. So I think it's time to create now. Hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye! Oh, pointing down below. Oh, the link. Don't forget the link for the embellishment classes. Bye!